Hi, I'm Ellen Carlson, and welcome to the second in a series of videos on how to play fiddle in a bluegrass band, or lesson 1B is what I'm calling it. I will continue with a very common song called Long Journey Home, or some people know it as $2 Bill. We're doing the song first off in the key of G, but there will be other videos in the key of A, D, and C that you can also try to play with. So the first thing you want to do is learn the basic melody of the song. So you want to sing a verse to yourself as you play. And generally people play the breaks or solos, as they're called, on the melody of the verse. Now this song happens to have the same verse and chorus, or similar verse and chorus, same chords for sure. And so I'm gonna sing one verse for you so you can listen and maybe sing along yourself, try to get some of the words down, and then we'll try to work it out on our fiddles. Now again, I'm using my Band in the Box program for this. You can see right there, it's gonna give me a little bluegrass band that I'm gonna play along with, and you can go to my website and get the play along track as well at this tempo. So here it is, Long Journey Home. 2, 1, 2. Dark and it's raining and I've gotta go home. Gotta go home, oh, gotta go home. Dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. I'm on my long journey home. Alright, that's enough of that. So you're going to learn the melody that I just sang. So again, it's a good idea to sing it a few times, because if you can sing it, it really helps you get it on your instrument. And that's important for whether you're playing a fiddle tune or anything. Singing is really helpful. Even if you think you're not a good singer, and that's for sure is too low for me to sing in, but it gives me an idea of how to play it. So we got the first line, which is dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. Now I know some of you are going to be tempted to, look it up online and find the melody written down somewhere. But it's really important, really important in bluegrass to get the tunes in your ear and to learn to play by ear. So again, sing the first line, dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. So dark. Starts on a D note, so I'll play it here so you can see. So right there, 2, 3, 4. Play that again. You can also use your fourth finger there. And the key is, if you can't play your fourth finger strongly, don't use it when you're playing with other people, but practice it for sure, because it's important to have your fourth finger down. But when you're playing with others, you want to play strongly. You don't want to play, and you don't want to play out of tune, because that doesn't help the singers, it doesn't help the group. So really work hard on playing in tune and playing strongly so that you can get a nice... That's the first line. Second line is, gotta go home, Lord, gotta go home. So that starts on a B note, first finger on the A string, and it goes... Some such thing like that, and it can change a little bit. This is not solid in stone kind of stuff, whatever you're hearing. So let me try it again. So go. Okay. So all together now. Let's put those two lines together. 3 open on starting on open D. 3, 4. Dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. Gotta go home, Lord. Gotta go home. Okay. And then it does the same first line, dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. And then the last line, fourth line is, I'm on my long journey home. I'm on my long journey home. Again, people sing it differently, but that's something that I might sing, or I might sing it different the next time, but here it is, I'm on my long journey home. I might have even just played it differently that time. So first thing, get that basic melody down, okay? So let's play the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3, 4. so something like that. So that's important. That would be a beautiful solo to take right there, just playing the melody really clean, clear, in tune. And a lot of people try to put too much stuff in here. But if you do want to change it up a little bit, that's what I'm going to show you a little bit now. It's important to first get an idea of what chords are going with each line too as you play it, so you need to be thinking about that. So, for example, the first line, dark and it's raining and I gotta go home, that's all G chord. Dark and it's raining, dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. Alright. And then the next line goes, gotta go home, Lord. That's all a G chord. Gotta go home, Lord. To a C chord. Gotta go back to G. Home. Okay, so it's good to be thinking about that. Third line is all G again. Dark and it's raining and I gotta go home. Last line starts on G. I'm on my, goes to a D chord. Long journey, then back to G chord. Home. Okay, so kind of get that in your head, what's going on, because that'll help you put in double stops if you want to, because the double stop should match the chord that you're playing, not just some open string randomly near the notes. They should match the chord. So if you're on a G chord, you don't want to play an open A with that. You don't want to go... Even though it might sound good right now, when the G chord comes in, it might not sound so good. So, so that's something you want to think about. Let me give you a few ideas on how to make this a little fancier. The first thing you can do is just try to put a few little slides in there to make it sound more bluesy and bluegrassy. So, just a few I'll give you. So here's the first line. 3, 4. That might be too many, but you can try them, and those are just short little slides. And again, you don't want to do slides if you can't get them in tune, so make sure they're in tune. The second line, first line again, last line. Okay, so that's the one thing you can do. You can start with putting a few slides in. Then maybe you want to change up the melody just a tad bit by putting maybe a little intro. This is very common bluegrass intro. So it starts on a D note. It's a G chord, and we're going to go down and we're going to start on a B note. It's a note in the G chord. G chord is G, B, and D. And so it starts on a D. We're going to go to the chord tone below, which is a B, and we're going to do a little, that's a little chromatic thing, a B, C, C sharp, D. Okay, so I'm going to play the first line with a few slides in that little thing, but now we're doing a pickup note, so the count's different. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so that gives you some ideas. It's really good to come up with your own ideas by listening to people and seeing what you like, and just pick a few little things. Don't try to get everything that Bobby Hicks does, because Bobby Hicks is an amazing player, and it takes years to get to play the level that Bobby Hicks is at. So you might pick a few little things that you like that he does that you can manage. So we're also gonna, maybe change a few notes. Other notes. Let's see if we go. So you see, I just put a few notes in. I didn't put a lot. So here's the little pickup. I think I forgot one there. So here's again. Right here. So I just went to a D. Okay, so that's kind of nice. It fancies it up. And the nice thing is that line comes back around. So let's play it just by changing that first line, which also happens to be the third line. 1, 2, 1. changed that last line by mistake, but still sounded fine. That works. All right, the other thing you can do is just take the ends of each line. Now the lines end and there's a little bit of a space, and fiddle players want to fill those spaces up. So let's do this again. So we can. I'm going to start with this, but I'm not going to put it in the middle of the song this time. It's a good starting thing, but let's put something different in the middle in that space. So it's going to be. Oh, let's try this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just filled in some little spaces there, the 2 little spaces at the end of the first and the second lines. Okay, the third line, after the third line, it jumps right into the I'm on my long. So there's some ideas. Again, it's up to you to kind of come up with your own ideas. It's better if you come up with your own ideas, and then they'll stick with you and they'll be yours. But of course you want to grab from other people because there's some good stuff out there. You can also play the melody up an octave. So instead of going down here, so that starts on a D, right? You can start on a D up here. So I went to a B there instead of going to that D. I went to a B just to make it easier. But if you can get that D, that's nice too. So, experiment a little bit. And it's really good to just sit with a song for a week and more, and just try different things and see what works. And maybe you want to figure out something that you're going to stick with for a little while, because that's kind of a good place to start. But after a while, you'll be able to, after doing this, you'll be able to just kind of say in the middle of playing, and go, oh yeah, remember that little thing I played before? I'm going to put it here. So, and that'll come as the more you do this. The last thing I'm going to talk about is you can do double stops. So again, we're in the first part of the song is. The first line is all a G chord. So you can put a G and a B there. So there's some double stops. Oh, sorry, here it is again. Now that's a B and a D this time. And then a G and a B. Or so, you need to experiment with that. We're going to keep going. Here's a G chord still on the second line. So we got a C chord here now. So I'm playing a C right there with the E and a C with a G. And then open D and G. Because it goes back to a G chord there, okay? So again, experiment along with those, try some things, and good luck. It's really going to help you get better at improvising. Thanks.